Hey, it's Monday night at 8 o'clock. You know what that means. Al Branca here with your Monday Night Agent webinar. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We do it every Monday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I promise I'll have you off before kickoff tonight for Monday Night Football. Just a couple of notes, a reminder that the GBR Plus program is now officially $19.95. Your back office has been updated with marketing flyers and enrollment forms reflecting that new price, as well as your GBR site. The good part about that, well, it's still well under market value, and now your commission amount to sell those plans per plan is $8 per month, and if you have a down line, you get a $1 override one line below you. We've had some feature enhancements we've been telling you about that are very close to completion right now, and they include displaying the average retail price next to our discounted price on your pricing tool, which will really give that wow effect, open up the eyes, as it will show huge discount levels that we provide. Another enhancement that's soon to come, we've been working on having defaults for all medications on the pricing tool, which will show the most common dose and quantity for that particular drug. So it's also the ability to use a drop-down box to change those dosage and amounts, and this will ultimately decrease the number of steps and have more of a friendly member experience as they price their medication. And last but not least, our next generation mobile optimized website should be launched early first quarter. I got a preview of it. It's awesome. It's very modern. It's sleek. And it's very easy to use. So we're going to be able to flick a switch as soon as that gets done, and everybody will have the new generation website once it's ready to launch. Well, tonight's topic, very interesting. And I've been through some huge sales seminars. Al Seneson's online with us tonight, one of our newer agents. Al and I used to work for Yellow Pages back in the day, and they probably had the most aggressive training regimen of any company. You had to know a 37-page pitch verbatim, and there was all kinds of ongoing sales training. But whether you're out at a networking event, just hanging out with friends, or just so happen to know somebody who's able to help you take your business to the next level, you'll get this question: what do you do for a living? Or what's your company all about? This is the perfect opportunity not to necessarily sell your business, but to make people want to know more about you and your company. The infamous elevator pitch was created for just such occasion. Basically, the time it takes you to ride an elevator, you should be able to tell about what you do in your company. In business, you typically have 60 seconds to leave an impactful and meaningful impression with whomever you come in contact with. So you want to make sure you make those 60 seconds count. So tonight, our agenda will be the definition of an elevator pitch, what exactly it is. Also, the components that make up that pitch. In addition, I'll give you some industry-specific examples of how to use an elevator pitch, and then we're going to turn to you and watch you shine. We're actually having a little contest tonight, but everybody wins who participates. At the end of the presentation, we're going to turn it over to you, our agents, who are brave enough to get on the air and give us your 10, 20, 30-second elevator pitch. And if you do it, it doesn't matter if you mess up, you'll get a prize. And that prize is a new order of your RxCut cards on the house. And then, of course, we'll do our weekly Q&A. Well, when explaining an elevator pitch, it's often helpful to start out with a definition. Given that, here's a brief definition of an elevator pitch. Basically, an elevator pitch is an overview of a product, service, or solution, and basically it's designed just to get a conversation started. Because the elevator pitch is often the first exposure a prospect may have to you and your thing, which is our products, your elevator pitch should stay at a high level and should answer the fundamental questions like, well, what is it that you do? Who needs it? And why should I believe what you say? Well, while the term elevator pitch is usually applied to pitches by professional salespeople, the basic idea can help just about anyone sell a product, a service, a concept, or to sell themselves. And if everybody has the same product, people are going to choose to do business with whom they like. So that's what selling yourself means. The goal of an elevator pitch isn't to close the deal. Instead, the goal of an elevator pitch is merely to get someone's attention, okay? And you want to convince them that your idea is something they really need to hear more about. And here are the key components of an elevator pitch. One, there must be a problem to solve. The most important thing is to identify a problem that is worth solving. Now, since our products solve the major problem of rising healthcare costs, that's pretty simple. But you want to distill your customer's problem down to its simplest form. Ideally, you should be able to describe the problem you're solving in 1 or 2 sentences or potentially a few bullet points. In the long run, your company may solve multiple customer problems, but initially, you'll be a lot more successful if you just focus on one core problem. Next comes the solution. Now, too many people start with the solution, a product or service they think the market needs without first identifying the problem they're solving. Now, as a smart agent, you can avoid this mistake by first making sure that you are solving a real problem that customers actually have before you define your solution. Once you've clearly defined the problem you are solving, you need to explain your solution, and a clear problem statement will help you focus your solution on solving that one problem and not stretch the solution to solve multiple potential problems. Again, you want to try to limit your solution description down to just as few words as possible. You should be able to describe your solution at a high level in just a couple sentences, or once again, just a few bullet points. Next, we have the market. Now, as you define the problem you're solving, you need to make it targeted to that particular prospect. For instance, or i.e., if you're talking to a business owner or an HR person, the problem obviously would be rising cost of premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. If you're conversing with someone who works for a nonprofit, well, their challenge is providing value to members and fundraising. So each industry really has its own set of unique problems. Next, we have competition. And even though no one can hold a candle close to us, there is competition out there. Every business has them. And if no one's come up with our solution, your potential customers may think they can solve their problem with an inferior alternative. So it's very important to talk about what separates us from the competition. And the company you work for, the biggest difference in our company is that we are a technology company in the healthcare space. That puts us in the driver's seat with regard to pricing tools and card delivery options, and certainly the fact that we are a PBM and not a PBA. Next, we have final or call to action. The final key element of your elevator pitch is conveying your business milestones or your schedule. What do you want to accomplish next? Whether it's to set an appointment or just send some information, you never ever want to leave an elevator pitch open-ended, just like you wouldn't an appointment. Once you have a meeting, you don't want to leave until there's action items and a follow-up. While you're not closing a sale, you still want to close on agreed upon next steps. And here's a bonus component for you, the one-sentence pitch. Let's say you're at a dinner party and one of your guests asks you, so what do you do? Can you honestly answer in one sentence so that they understand your company? Being able to explain our business model into one simple sentence is incredibly valuable, It helps you as an entrepreneur and an agent focus on exactly what you do and who you're doing it for. It also helps you clearly market your business. Now, there's certainly other components you can include in your pitch, but these are really the must-have pieces of an elevator pitch, whether it's written down as an executive summary or literally delivered as a verbal pitch in an elevator. So the general elevator pitch for our company should go something like this, and not necessarily in this order. Obviously, you want to put the problem first, but when people ask me what I do, I say, well, we're a pharmacy benefit administrator. And I pause a second, and they look at you kind of funny because no one knows what a PBA is. And I say, well, we're actually responsible for the creation of healthcare savings products and distribution through various channels. Our bread and butter product, or our leading product since inception, is a very unique pharmacy discount card that works for even those with prescription benefits. In addition, we have an entire suite of voluntary discount programs really designed to help fill the void created by healthcare reform. It includes discount dental, vision, and the future of healthcare, which is telemedicine. And the problem that we solve is healthcare reform, because it gives the ability for everyone to help better control their healthcare costs. Now, if you're looking at talking just to an individual, call it the consumer elevator pitch, you want to start out things with that first slide for each one of these industry-specific ones, but they should also include things that can help solve their problem. Like, our card works for everyone, the insured, the uninsured, and underinsured. It's free and it's frictionless. We collect no personal information, so anyone can use the same card over and over. There's no eligibility requirements, and it never expires and works on all FDA-approved medications. We guarantee our members the absolute lowest price, whether it's their insurance copay, our significantly discounted price, or the retail cash price, whichever is lowest. And we also make it easy for our clients to find the absolute lowest price through our technology, our Google-powered pharmacy search engine, which isn't average pricing. It actually drills down to the MAC list and our contract level and returns real-time pricing at all the pharmacies in our network. In addition, we have an entire suite of voluntary programs that are designed to save time and money for the entire family for just pennies a day. Next, we'll move into healthcare elevator pitch. In addition to the aforementioned, it's a great value add for patients. It can really differentiate your practice from some of the competitors in the area. We'll give you the ability to help build your brand awareness, as we'll put your logo on your card and your RxCut site. It will certainly help to increase medication compliance. That is big with physicians today. They're being capitated and punished or rewarded on the amount of their patients they can keep out of acute care. So if someone can better afford their medication, they're more likely to take it and not be admitted to the ER. And there's no cost to you and your patients. It's absolutely free. And why you'll agree to buy their cards is because most healthcare providers are not interested in revenue, so you get to keep all the commissions. Next, we have the elevator pitch for employers or HR directors. So our product can help you ease the pain of increasing co-pays and deductibles. It's the ability to provide a free employee perk with our card. It can help reduce claims experience, which can save on your renewal when it comes to your premiums, and can increase medication adherence. And that's huge, because it'll help cut down on sick time, and every time someone's admitted to the ER, that's a big ding to the employer on their policy. And we also have a complete benefits through GBR plans, which can be either employer or employee paid. Next, move on to nonprofit elevator pitch. Well, we'll help you develop a unique form of community outreach while creating a fundraiser through residual income and not having to ask for donations. You're actually giving something out that has value. It can align with your mission statement, as most nonprofits, their statement is like everyone else's in that space, to conduct business for the good of the general public. And we can also help you build brand awareness with a branded card and a branded RxCut website. Next, we have the pharmacy elevator pitch. Well, you're going to see these cards all day. You might as well use the one that's most pharmacy friendly. We'll pay a higher dispensing fee, and we pass through all negotiated rebates, and best of all, we're not a PBM. Our card can help build client loyalty. When you save the money, they're going to come back here next time and the time after that. And it can help also increase conversion rate. And pharmacies know that people walk out all the time. Almost a third of scripts that are written are not filled, and the largest reason is cost. And even if they're not gouging the customer to give them a discounted rate, it's still better than not getting the business at all. And when we go against an insurance copay and we come in less, the pharmacy actually makes more money by collecting less from the client, because once again, we're going to pay them a higher dispensing fee and pass through all negotiated rebates. And best of all, we can help eliminate the PBM and the threat of losing that client to 90-day mail order programs. That's the biggest reason why pharmacies hate PBMs. The insurance elevator pitch, much like the HR director, except the other caveat, it's an easy integration to their portfolio of products, because it's what they do. They provide healthcare, and this is healthcare savings programs. It can provide an innovative value add, help clients control their cost and claims experience, and also an inexpensive suite of voluntary benefits. And I put Health Advocate there, part of the Plus program, because insurance people love that. When someone has an issue with the carrier, who's that employer or employee or insured individual going to call? The insurance agent. So he spends half the day on the phone trying to resolve issues, when Health Advocate will do that for him, because they have backdoor access to all the carriers. It can help also create a new revenue stream and help build trust and loyalty with your current customers and prospects. How about the business opportunity elevator pitch? Well, for $200 or under $200, you have an entire business in a box. The most comprehensive back office in the industry, bar none, with training videos, recorded webinars, a library of marketing collateral, and the ability to view your claims on a daily basis. A much aggressive compensation plan compared to where we used to be, and the ability to build an organization under you and receive downline overrides and signing bonuses, and actually we'll do the recruiting for you. Just send them to your BizOps site. And you have more than just one product to offer. You have the card, you have the ability to grow the organization and get overrides, and you've got the GBR products, all from a best-of-breed provider. So some more tips on an elevator pitch. Well, you want to make them care. People can be kind, loving, and caring, but sometimes it really comes down to answering that oh-so pivotal question, what can you do for me? Well, to get to this point, introduce yourself and address a problem right out of the gate. Explain the benefits of our products can offer, which is ultimately a real solution. Personalize this person's problem into a question and give them the best solution, which is us and our products. You also want to make it easy. What could be possibly easier than our products? The card is free, and the GBR products are pennies a day, and they both solve the problem of cost. You want to leave them wanting more. Elevator pitches are meant to be short, so don't try to pack in too much. Just give a couple of details. All you're required to do is be able to confidently broadcast that you know exactly what you're doing. Very important is having a call to action. You did this pitch for a reason, right? No matter if you wanted to attract a prospective agent or partner with an organization, let your goals be known and ask for next steps such as an appointment or a conference call. Be natural. You want to get comfortable with your pitch. You don't want to sound like a pre-recorded program. You want to have passion, yet you want to show some restraint. Most of all, relax. If you stumble, it's totally fine. Smile and start over. Practice as much as you can. Eventually, it'll be like second nature. You'll be able to do it in your sleep. And you want to test on yourself. You know, we can't all pitch for the big leagues right away. As such, it's good to get as much feedback as possible. So if you stumble or when you do give somebody your elevator pitch, try to get some feedback. Most people appreciate the fact that you value their opinion and you really care enough to improve your delivery. So in summary, the elevator pitch is really nothing more than a brief conversation about our company and products. It's an icebreaker to gain interest. You don't want to try to close on the spot, especially when you have a very short window. You want to identify a problem, create a solution, and a call to action, which is next steps. And by all means, customize your pitch by industry. It's going to be different for each industry, and if you listen to our trainings in the back office, you know what their pain or their problems are. And most importantly, you'll want to practice, practice, practice. Well, listen, before I throw it over to people, and I hope we got a lot of hands raising today. Hope nobody's shy out there. You know, a perfect example of how I would do an elevator pitch would be someone asked me what I do at a networking event, and I already know that they have their own business. So I would say, you mean in addition to being an international bodybuilding champion? Now, I'm all but about 5'9", maybe 160 pounds soaking wet, and when I step on ants, they live. It's painfully obvious that I'm not an international bodybuilding champion. So usually, whoever I say that to laughs, and I laugh too. And the big part about that is because I answer something they didn't expect to hear, so now I have their attention. Then I'd say, well, Bob, you know, as a business owner, I'm sure you feel the pain of rising healthcare costs. In fact, like most business owners, it's probably your second largest expense next to payroll, right? And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a yes. Well, Bob, my company addresses those issues. We're a pharmacy benefit administrator that develops and distributes healthcare savings products. And I go into my pitch from there, my elevator pitch. But when people ask you what you do, they're really just making polite conversation. With rare exceptions, they really don't care. So if you can't make them care, then 20 seconds of their attention is generous. But if you do pique their interest, they'll hold that elevator door and listen to you all day long. So don't try to cram everything into 20 seconds. Instead, the best use of the first grace period is to make a bid for an attention extension. Now you've seen how I did that, and here's how it works. You start with a verbal slap. First things first. You've got to break their expectations. Most people answer to what you do question with a single predictable sentence, I'm an architect. But the human brain only pays attention to interesting things. If you want to be interesting, you need to stand it. Giving them a verbal slap like what I said, it's not a slap, it's just something they didn't expect, helps break the pattern thought process that made them ask the question in the first place. Patterns by their very nature don't contain anything that stands out. Pattern thinking is why there is almost zero chance they'll remember. To wake them up, you probably won't be able to say my self-deprecating body joke. That's the point. You got to say something different, and each one of you is different, so you have to come up with your own way to break the ice. So at this point, it's all on you. So it looks like we've got a ton of people on the call tonight, and I'll be surprised if more than 5 or 6 people raise their hand. But here's your opportunity to come on and give us your 20 to 30 to 40 second elevator pitch. Now, on your dashboard, there's 2 ways that you're on this call tonight. One, you either dialed in from a telephone. If that's the case, then you have to enter a PIN number that's on here and then raise your hand. I'll be able to unmute you. And those that have a microphone on their computer and are connected that way, the easy way to get in is just raise your hand. So we'll see if we, oh, actually, before we get started, there's a gentleman who wanted me to call him who's actually out to dinner, and hopefully we can hear him if I get him on.
What?
Don Allen.
Yes.
How are you, buddy?
Hey, Al, how are you?
I'm pretty good. So I know you're at dinner, probably on your third martini, so you're nice and loose. So we're at the segment of the show where we're asking folks to do their elevator pitch. You want to give us yours in 20 seconds or less?
Okay, thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'm on my third martini. But anyway, elevator pitch is very important. If you learn this correctly, you'll be on the right path. But first of all, you got to identify if you're talking to someone. That someone can be a neighbor or a friend or a family member or a business or pharmacy or pharmacy tech, whatever. You got to identify if they don't know who you are. You got to identify yourself. That people want to know who they're talking to. Secondly, you need to identify who you represent, RxCut. You need to sort of state what RxCut, who they are and what they do, and then you need to identify what the need of the service that we provide satisfies. So basically, in 20 seconds, I usually say this is different for different types of people or companies I call on. Hey, I'm glad to meet you. My name is Don Allen. I represent RxCut, the nation's leading prescription savings card firm. We've been in business 10 plus years, and we have a free prescription savings card that saves not only those who do not have any prescription insurance coverage, but our card saves money up to 87% for those that do have prescription insurance coverage, as well as seniors who are faced with out-of-pocket costs when they are purchasing prescription medications. And also another large market is pet medications, where people are faced with high pet medication costs, say, through their veterinarians. Everybody wants to try to save money on the medications, correct? And they'll always say yes. If anybody, no one's going to tell you no, but and they've agreed with you. And basically that's it. The most important thing is to have cards with you so you can give a RxCut card to the person you're talking to or the business you're talking to when you give your elevator pitch. So I modify that, the wording on that in different situations, but it's very simple, but it takes practice, and it's a tough thing to do initially when you get into this business, but you got to, practice makes perfect, and that's the only thing I can tell you. You just got to work at it and say what's best comes to how you communicate it the most effectively.
Hey, Don, that was the longest 20 seconds I ever heard, but very good. Appreciate it, buddy. Get back to your drink, and you got a free set of cards. Take care, bud. Okay. That was Don Allen. Yes, he did a dissertation prior to his elevator pitch, but we're just looking for is a quick 20 seconds on how you're going to explain the company and product. So do we have any volunteers out there for a free set of RxCut cards? Anyone? Feel free to raise your hand. All right. Not surprised here. She ain't shy. She's Alicia Jackson. Hey, Alicia. Alicia, you there? Alicia, you're unmuted. Try this again. Alicia, can you hear me? I think Alicia's having some technical
Wait, no, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm on my cell phone, so.
I lost my. Great.
Okay, so you can hear me now.
I can hear you perfectly. So the floor is yours. Let's hear your question.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm doing my pitch about nonprofits.
That's fine.
And which I've signed quite a few about. And so here's my pitch. I work for a company by the name of RxCut. We have a program that we can offer to nonprofits, a free revenue stream for their fundraising efforts. RxCut is a company that can offer a prescription drug card to people for discounts on drugs of any kind. All the person has to do is take the card to the pharmacy with their prescription to get a discount. This is a multi-drug, multi-use card. We can offer a nonprofit cards with their own logo to distribute and receive $1.50 per prescription savings. Over time, the money really adds up. People with and without insurance can use the card, and it's a free product. I'm sure there are many patients and families and friends in your organization that have trouble paying for their medications. This program saves them money and generates funds for the nonprofit. A win-win. Who can I contact in your organization to proceed?
Very nice. Appreciate that. And, of course, you get your free set of RxCut cards. Thank you, Alicia. I'll give another second. Listen, it's Q&A time, too, folks. If anybody has a question not pertinent to tonight's training, that's fine. You can bring it up. I'll give it another 20 seconds, see if we have any questions or any more volunteers. And it appears we don't. Well, that's cool, because I kept it under a half hour. As promised, you're off in time to watch Monday Night Football. So listen, as the holiday season and the end of the year approaches quickly, next week we'll do a next year planning webinar. I want to help you game plan your business for 2016. Hopefully you'll be setting goals, and we'll let you know what you have to do to accomplish that. Appreciate your time tonight. Thanks for joining us. Remember, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern we do it, and we have a different topic every week. Until next week, have a great night, an awesome week, be productive, and take care. We'll talk to you next week.